Remember when making popcorn at home meant Dad or Grandpa getting out their favorite pan, filling it and angling it just right and shaking it over the stove? Well, our home was no different than that. I'm Danny Palushniak and I'm with Wabash Valley Farms. And my dad is the creator of the Whirley Pop. He created it over 20 years ago so that all families can enjoy popcorn made at home the way it should be made, on the stove. Before we get into how to use the Whirley Pop, I'd like to tell you just a little bit about Wabash Valley Farms. It's a real farm. It's where I grew up. I guess we could blame it on my grandpa. He got it started here back in 1958 when he purchased his first farm right here in Indiana. It didn't take long. My dad started farming. Well, if you know farmers, you know they like to tinker. So that's how the Whirley Pop came about. And in 1980, that's when we patented the design on it. And I guess you could say our family's business turned from farming to selling Whirley Pops. So let's talk about the Whirley Pop a little bit. The Whirley Pop is the best stovetop popper on the market today. It's backed by a 25-year warranty and was recently awarded the Popcorn Institute Seal of Approval. It's also been rated as a top popper by the LA Times and the Wall Street Journal. But just don't take our word for it. Ask the 3 million customers who use the Whirley Pop in their homes every day. So, let's get started. Let's make some popcorn. The first time you use your Whirley Pop, you'll want to season the pan. The best way to do that is to use some vegetable oil and a tablespoon of it, and you pour it in your pan, and then you roll it around. Make sure you get the sides and the bottom of the pan completely coated, and then heat it for about 20 seconds. And once the pan's cool, just take some paper towel and wipe it out, and you're ready to start popping. So why don't we start making our first batch of popcorn? The first thing you'll want to do is use a half cup of any type of popcorn. Any of your favorite popcorns will work. We're using medium yellow today, and pour that in your pan. And we use, most of our varieties are corn, are fresh from the farm type varieties. You can use anything from a gourmet yellow to a baby white or a rainbow or even a purple, and get some really great tasting flavors. One of the things you need to remember about the Whirley Pop, it's not a magic machine, so you got to put good stuff in it to get good stuff out. As far as oil, we're going to use 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil. We're going to be using today the Classic Blend, which is a nice combination of corn oil and coconut oil. And you just measure in a couple tablespoons of oil. We're going to put it on the stovetop. You can use it on gas or electric stovetops. And you'll set your temperature to a medium or medium-high temperature. One of the main features about the Whirley Pop that makes such great popcorn, there's actually 3, but the one that we're going to talk about first would be the construction of the Whirley Pop is allowed so that you can get the temperature of your pan to around 465 degrees, which is the same temperature that you would get at the movie theaters. So it allows your popcorn to just explode and pop up to about 42 times its original size. Now this separates it out from other home popcorn poppers because their temperature gets to about 75 to 100 degrees cooler than the Whirley Pop, which allows the popcorn to just somewhat puff pop. So temperature alone can determine whether you're going to have great popcorn or just okay popcorn. One of the features of the Whirley Pop that makes it so good is its patented stirring mechanism. The mechanism's on the inside, and as you're cranking the corn, it's moving the stirring mechanism in the bottom of the pan. This will allow the corn to move and be evenly heated and the oil to evenly distribute over the corn. So once the corn's ready to pop, it's going to just explode up and make every kernel pop. The other thing on the Whirley Pop that makes it different is the 4 steam vents. Those steam vents allow all the steam to escape so that your corn is never soggy and very crispy and very crunchy. You can hear it start popping, so we know we're getting close. One thing about popcorn you need to know is that it's a very healthy snack. A lot of families and kids think the way where popcorn comes from is the microwave. But popcorn can be made in the Whirley Pop in 3 minutes at 6 quarts of great tasting popcorn. And a big bowl of popcorn only has about 300 calories, so it can be very healthy for you and your family. As the popcorn's popping, once you get to the end of your batch, you're going to hear the pop start to slow because you'll meet that resistance. So you'll want to stop and remove it from the heat and pour it into your bowl. So we're going to let it finish popping here a little bit. You can hear the popping starting to slow. So we're going to remove it from the heat because I did meet that resistance. We're going to let it completely finish popping. We're going to let some of the steam escape, and then once it's done, you can just pour it into your pan, and you'll have 6 quarts of just great tasting popcorn. Now, one little tip too, just remember, as good as that popcorn looks and you just want to dive in and start eating the best popcorn, if you give it just a couple minutes to cool, you'll eliminate that chewiness and have great tasting popcorn. Once you've completed popping with your Whirley Pop, let it completely cool, and then you're ready to clean up. Clean up is a breeze. All you need to do is remove your popper from your pan, and then take some paper towel and just wipe it out. And then you're good to go. No need to wash it every time because a good seasoned pan makes great tasting popcorn. Now, if you've made a thicker, gooier recipe like kettle corn or cinnamon crunch or white chocolate almond, which the recipes are all featured in the recipe book, all you'll need to do is take your lid off, take your pan, put it in your sink, use some warm soapy water, let it soak. By the time you're done eating your popcorn, just dump your pan out and you'll be good to go. Before we go, I wanted to leave you with 3 quick tips to making some great tasting movie theater style popcorn. The first being the movie theater style seasoning. When you're mixing up your corn and your oil and your popper, add a couple tablespoons of the movie theater style. Your friends will love it. The other tip would be our real movie theater popping kits. A little short on time, need something quick, snack to take to a football game, classroom party, whatever it may be. Pre-measured for the Whirley Pop, includes the oil, the seasoning, and the popcorn. Just cut it open, pour it in, 3 minutes, you're gonna have great tasting popcorn. The last tip is the instruction guide and recipe book. In here you'll find instructions for use with the Whirley Pop, as well as some great tasting recipes. Some things such as white chocolate almond, cinnamon crunch, or even Italian breadstick. They're super. Thanks for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any additional questions, feel free to give us a call on the farm at 877-888-7077. We'll be glad to answer any questions you might have. From all of us at Wabash Valley Farms, thanks again and enjoy your Whirley Pop.